Today, we're diving into the foundations of business economics. But look, we aren't here to just memorize abstract theories from a textbook. Actually, scratch that. We're here to unpack the highly practical and sometimes pretty ruthless toolkit that managers use to survive and thrive out there in the market. Let's get right into how foundational economics literally drives real-world business decisions.
Picture this. You are sitting right now in the CEO's chair, and your company has exactly $1 million available to invest. So what do you do with it? Do you build a massive new factory? Do you buy state-of-the-art machinery? Hire a bunch of new employees? Maybe you want to develop a totally new product, or even expand overseas. You kind of want to do all of it, right? But you can't. You have a finite amount of money. This scenario puts us right at the absolute heart of our topic today. Management has to figure out exactly where those available resources are going to create the greatest possible value. And that brings us to the core friction of our world. Economics, at its heart, is the study of how we make choices when our resources are strictly limited, but our human wants are, well, completely infinite. Every single business faces this exact collision. Your capital, your labor, your raw materials, your time, they all have hard limits. But what you want to achieve? That doesn't. And because of this massive collision between scarce resources and infinite wants, every single business on the planet is forced to make tough choices. So where does business economics actually fit into the whole shebang? Well, let's define it by what it does. Business economics is the application of those big economic theories, principles, and analytical tools directly to business decision-making. It's the vital bridge that connects academic theory to boardroom reality. It takes those sweeping economic forces and applies them strictly to the practical, high-stakes problems that managers sweat over every single day. It's the toolkit that helps a leader answer things like, what exactly should we produce today? Or what precise price should we charge? Think of the contrast like this. General economics, that's your bird's eye view. It's broad, it's often theoretical, and it studies entire economies and big overarching market forces. Business economics, on the other hand, brings that massive view right back down to earth. It is incredibly practical, heavily decision-oriented, and hyper-focused on helping a manager solve specific everyday problems. The crucial takeaway here is that general economics explains how the overall machine works, but business economics helps managers use that knowledge to make vastly better, highly targeted decisions. Now let's look at the actual raw materials of business, what economists like to call the 4 factors of production. First, land. These are your physical and natural resources. Second, labor, the human engine of physical and mental effort. Third is capital, the machinery, the tech, the buildings used to make everything else. And finally, entrepreneurship, the vision to organize it all and actually take on the risk. And the big catch here, every single one of these factors is finite. They are strictly limited. Because those 4 factors of production are limited, we hit our fundamental economic problem, scarcity. Our wants keep exploding, but resources just don't keep up. And this creates a very specific, totally undeniable chain reaction for every business out there. It goes like this. Scarcity forces choice. You simply can't have everything, so you have to choose one path over another. And the exact split second you make a choice, you trigger an opportunity cost. This 3-step flow, scarcity to choice to opportunity cost, is the absolute foundation of all executive decision-making. Let's put some real numbers to this to anchor the concept of opportunity cost. Say a mid-sized company has just secured $500,000 in capital. After agonizing over all their options, management finally decides to spend that $500,000 building a brand new, highly automated production facility. Okay, choice made. It feels like a big win. But what did that choice actually cost them? Well, the true cost of that factory is not just the $500,000 sitting on the balance sheet. It's the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is defined as the value of the next best alternative that you give up when a choice is made. So the choice is the $500,000 factory. But let's imagine the next best alternative for that exact pile of cash was developing a groundbreaking new product line. The opportunity cost of the factory is the massive potential benefit the company just sacrificed by not making that new product. It is literally the ghost of the path not taken. And honestly, ignoring that ghost is exactly how companies go bankrupt. To navigate these ruthless choices, managers constantly have to switch between 2 different lenses,
microeconomics and macroeconomics. Think of microeconomics as zooming all the way in. It studies individual units, like individual consumers, specific competitors, and the exact price of a single product on a shelf. Macroeconomics is zooming all the way out. It studies the economy as a whole giant system: overall consumer confidence, general price levels, GDP, inflation. A smart manager never, ever looks through just one lens. And alongside zooming in and out, managers also have to separate cold, hard facts from pure, wishful thinking. This brings us to positive versus normative economics. Positive economics deals with what is. It is strictly about facts and testable data, like an increase in interest rates reduces borrowing. That's a testable fact. Normative economics, on the flip side, deals with what ought to be. It involves opinions, judgments, and desires. Way too many executives base their strategy on what they wildly hope is going to happen in the market. Sound business economics demands that you base your decisions on the positive facts. Leave the normative thinking for your vision board.
So, why is it absolutely critical to stick to the facts and use these economic lenses? Well, it's because businesses operate in an environment full of complete and utter uncertainty. You are constantly battling unpredictable variables every day. Shifting consumer demand, sudden production bottlenecks, wildly changing supply costs, aggressive new competition popping up out of nowhere. A shift in just one of these areas can ripple out and completely devastate a business model overnight.
Let's trace exactly how fast this domino effect happens in the real world. Imagine interest rates suddenly rise. Instantly, borrowing becomes more expensive. Because loans are pricey, overall business investment stalls. When investment stalls, economic activity cools down, consumer confidence drops, and people stop spending. The final domino, your company's sales fall off a cliff. A policy shift at the central bank can cascade right down to your cash register in a matter of months. This right here is why understanding economics is not just an academic exercise, it is a literal survival skill. Okay, let's put all of this to the ultimate test. We're going to apply everything we've just talked about to a real-world case study. Imagine a local restaurant that is doing incredibly well, and the management team is actively debating whether or not they should open a second branch. This is it. This is the moment of truth where high-level economic theory meets the harsh, ground-level reality of execution. Before they ever sign a lease, management has to run a gauntlet of economic questions. First up, demand. Are there actually enough local customers in this new territory to support them? Next, costs. Can they realistically absorb the new rent, the new salaries, and the logistics? Then, competition. Who already owns this neighborhood, and how aggressively are they going to fight back? What about pricing? What's the absolute ceiling these new customers will pay for a meal? And finally, the macro check. Is the broader economy just too volatile right now with inflation or high interest rates to safely take out a business loan? Only after mathematically weighing the costs and benefits of all these factors should management even dare to make a move. So, looking at that restaurant gauntlet, you can see the scope of business economics is just absolutely massive. It is the ultimate managerial toolkit, packed with both shields and weapons. It covers demand analysis to predict your sales, pricing strategies to maximize your margins, production choices to optimize output, cost analysis just to keep the lights on, market analysis to outmaneuver your rivals, risk analysis to evaluate uncertainty and protect against massive losses, and macroeconomic analysis to survive those big economic cycles. It literally touches every single corner of a successful, enduring business. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. Whether you're running a massive global corporation, scaling up a local restaurant, or honestly just trying to manage your own career trajectory, every single decision ultimately circles back to the defining question of business economics. How can limited resources be used to create the greatest possible value? So, take a close look at the resources you control right now. Are you maximizing their value? Or are you paying a steep opportunity cost that you didn't even realize you made? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep making those smart choices.